Okay, so I wanted to show one of the features about when you launch a quick check or test or anything on Illuminate. So I went into online testing and I created a quick check for each of my classes so that way I could have a window. So today during second period, if you go over to assessments and you go to view your assessments and everything, you can get to this window. So if you click on assessment panel, hopefully it'll still show it. My students already took this. This is what will pop up. So you can actually watch your students answer and see their progress. So their progress is over here. Right now I have it on anonymous since I'm going to be putting this on a video, but you can sort it by last name, first name, you can put their ID, um, or you can have anonymous. So that feature is kind of nice because if you're doing this as a quick check or monitoring student progress, you could put this up on your screen. So as they're completing it, the screen will turn green if they're getting it right, red if it's wrong, and you can see that they have the answer choices, the correct answer choice, what the student put, but the correct answer choice is up top. Now, if you were doing this where you were showing it to the students, there's some options. If you click over here, you can do a reveal mode. If I click on that, it just goes into gray. And the gray just means that if it's a dark gray, they've answered it. If it's a light gray, I think the light gray one is a open response. And then if it's white, it means they have not answered it. You could also go, so I can turn off reveal mode. Maybe you want them to know if they're getting it right or wrong. So if you click answer hide mode, they would know, like this person would know that they got question 2 wrong, but so you could let them know that they can go back and check their answer. If they're working in teams, maybe they have their a student ID number up here. So it kind of just alerts them to what's wrong. Um, then you also have the percentages. This is the percent that got question 2 right. If you click on this little arrow here, it will give you everybody all at once to see what everybody has, and that's sorting it by questions. So I can be like, let me see how they did on question number 5. And uh, I see here that it looks like one person got it wrong. All right, and I'm like, well, how did they do on number 8? One person didn't answer it, and 3 people got it wrong. So if I go back to the click answer hide mode, I can see what they actually typed in. And I could go back and I could view the test if I wanted to that way to kind of see. But there's other ways too. And again, if you have a larger class, this class only had 15 students, and you can zoom out so you can see everybody at once. So questions, you can see everybody's response on that one question, or you can go to students and you can scroll through that way. So here, this was an open response type of question. So I can look at their responses as they are typing them. I could zoom in and take a look there. I can't score them here. That's someplace else, but I could look at the information there. And if I wanted to, like, share these with the students, I could do that as well. So if I see a really good response, I could take a screenshot of it and show them that. But if you want to go back to students, and then this bar right here, now mine are all green because they've all finished, but it will be blue, and it's kind of like one of those loading bars as the students complete the assessment. I gave mine a time limit of 15 minutes. So that meant that they had to get in, log on, and I had timed it out and said 15 minutes was plenty of time. So what you can do is if you just need everybody to finish, you can go down here. So really quick, again, I went to the little sandwich button, and you can go down to force finish. And so I actually had to do that with 2 of my students, which is why you saw a couple blanks. You could also click pause. So that way, if you have anybody that gets extended time, you could pause it. And then when they show up to your session, you can unpause it. They won't have control of that. So that's a nice little feature there. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what help mode is, so I'm not sure if that's something that shows up on the student screen when I click that. I'll play around with that in the next class. And then I think pacing mode allows you to select which question, like, you want them to be on, but I'm not 100. I think because this one's done, it's not really going to help me. So I'm going to turn that off just so I don't forget. All right. But that's kind of like the gist. So then you can see it always all that way. What's that one do? Oh, I guess they can raise a hand. I guess with help mode, they can actually raise a hand and this would alert you that someone has a question so they don't have to get out of their seat. That is a nice feature. Cool. I'll have to try that with my next class. All right, so once you're done with that, and again, this is just another way you can sort, you're sorting them minor and anonymous, so it doesn't really help. But if I clicked on last name, I could organize them that way, alphabetical or whatnot. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's how you can watch the data live. And then when you're done, you just click on the little back, that arrow button here, and it brings you back to this right here. Now, if you want, if you haven't set it up already, if you go into edit, that is also where you can make some changes. So like this is, you can see up here, this is what it's for, Unit 5, Systems of Equations, Graphing Quick Check 1. I put the testing window start and end. So if you gave this as a homework or a review, you could have a longer window. If you know that you have someone with extended time, you can set this up just for them. You can pick your time. So I have it so that it's a code just for my second period. Then down here where it says online testing assessment review settings, this is where you would want to go if you want your students to be able to see the correct answers after they're done submitting. Now, unlike Microsoft Forms, it does not automatically show them their results. So if you want them to see their results, you turn on yes. And if you don't want the answer key, like if you don't want the correct answer shown, you just want them to know that they got it wrong and they have to figure out what they did, you could click no. I just let them, see the correct answer. And then you can open the window. So let's say this was a quiz and I don't have everyone has taken the quiz yet. I could change the date and be like, you know what, you can go back and review your answers from this date to this date. So that way you can have it all like kind of set up and saved. Now, for students to see their answers, there's two ways that they can do this. They can actually go, so when you go to administer it, you show them this window. And students will go to illuminate.online and enter the code. And so once they do, they'll take the quiz, they submit it. Now, after they've submitted it, if they go back to this link and type in that code, they can then see their results. Now, if there's any open response questions that you have to score, they won't have been scored and they won't be updated until, you obviously go in and score those. So that's pretty much it for if you're going to do a quick administering. And then for students, if they went into their, I don't know how it's going to look here, but if they go into their Illuminate, oh, it's not going to work for me. Just kidding. But if they go into their Launchpad and click on Illuminate, any Illuminate assessment that they've been given, that's also another way that they can go back and review their information. Okay, so that's pretty much it for right now. And then I'll come back and give you another video about what you can do with the different data and how to look at it.